Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Emily.
And I'm Joan of Heart.
Once again, I'm joined by Joe from Pedal Playhouse because Andrew's still not feeling well. He's feeling fine, but he sounds a little rough apparently.
Poor
So
guy. Like he smoked like 20 packs of cigarettes without trying.
I like
Poor
to
guy.
imagine he sounds like Natasha Lyonne. I was on Twitter today and someone said something along the lines of they would love to see Natasha Lyonne's vocal folds or
Oh
voice
my
box folds or
god.
something. I'm like, you know, if that's like your thing, I get it, but at the same time, that's such a very odd thing to say.
That's
And they were pretty self-aware.
yeah, that's a little invasive too. And it's like, hold on, let's have an endoscopy right now. I need to see what's down there.
Your voice is unique. I want to see your vocal folds. Playing with my hair. Playing with my hair. So what have you been up to? We've been talking, but
Yeah, we,
let's
we we have been talking on the sly. Basically still working on the Maw demo. I
Mhm.
got my human parts recorded, me in front of the camera singing with the Maw, which I get those out of the way. And now this week I'm going to be recording the voice acting for the characters and then also animating that audio then to the mouth movements and the character moving on the pedal. So that's the next phase, which I hope to get done this week. But yeah, every week
Yeah.
it's like another stage in the process, and that's why it takes a little longer. But I'm still working. I'm still,
Yeah, I mean, that like I intentionally make my demos to be as quick, like easy to edit as
I try.
possible.
I
Yeah, and
try.
then look at you, you're like, I'm going to animate the mouth to the
Yes.
voice.
Yeah, this one has like because the Maw pedal has three mouths, so you figure for vowels and mouth shapes, there's nine for each one. So I have like 27 mouths to draw uniquely, and I have to be kind of respectful to the original artist, so I kind of have to draw similarly, which is not typically my style of drawing. So at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like every time I'm going through the process of making these demos, I was like, I'm still working. I'm running up that hill.
You're running up that road.
Yes, I'm still going.
Man, everyone who's like talking shit about anybody who discovered that song via Stranger Things can kick rocks.
Yeah, don't gatekeep. I mean, if
Like,
somebody
no.
discovers that song, imagine what other songs that they're gonna discover now of Kate that they didn't
I
before. I
mean,
mean, it's a great
I
thing.
didn't I didn't discover that song from the radio or anything. Like Hold Steady, the Hold Steady has a lyric, she mouthed the words along to running up that hill. That song got scratched into her soul. So when I was 17 and listening to that song for the first time,
Oh
like
my
running up
god.
that what? And I listened to it, I'm like, oh my God. Like it's just such a great song.
Yeah, I like it when you get lyrics that you understand more the context of later, and you're like, "Oh, that's what they meant." My 17-year-old
Yeah.
brain was like, "Ooh," and I'm like 20
Oh
something. I'm like,
yeah.
"I
Could
got it.
not
I
could
got
not
it."
relate to that song, but I'm like the
No.
emotion in it. It's just like she like programmed that drum beat just like with toms cuz she's like what she like no cymbals or anything, no hi-hat.
Oh, that's
It's like she
crazy.
thought they were passé or something.
Not so last year.
Oh, a hi-hat is passé. Cannot cannot speak ill of Kate Bush.
Nope, nope.
She is that video is so weird, dude. Have you
Well,
seen
any
it?
any kind of videos like in the 80s were pretty weird. I mean, if you look at Heart's These Dreams,
Oh
like
my god.
it explains a lot. But it's like one of my favorite songs. If you ask me, okay, Stranger Things, what's the song to play if Vecna's coming at you? And I'm like, okay, Heart These Dreams. Just play that, I'll be saved.
Dude, like I just want to make a list of unhinged 80s music videos. I
Yes.
think Patty Smythe's I'm sorry, Scandal's The Warrior would be on there. That's another band I discovered from the Hold Steady.
Really?
Oh my god, those albums, especially some of the early ones, constant references to other music. And
I love
that's
those.
one way that I always discovered music as a teenager is like
Hmm.
reading interviews and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, oh, I liked Ryan Adams and he did a duet with Emmylou Harris. Like, not that I didn't know who she was, but that got me listening to her. That got me listening to like Graham Parsons. Same with Dave Rawlings and Gillian Welsh. So it's just like if you are like the kind of person who's just like spreading out like
Hmm.
I just love that.
It's like
It's always
degrees of
important.
separation. It's like I listen to this
Yeah.
artist, they have lyrics that are, buried deeply about, let's say, some other artist. Like we're talking about, oh, what was it? I think Phoebe Bridgers and like was it Elliott Smith is like
Oh yeah, she always
deeply
does the double
inherent.
track,
Yeah, she always does that, deeply
double
inherent.
tracks the vocals for people who
And
don't know.
also, what do you call it? The other thing that she does with that weird chord change that he does as well. She does that in some of her chord progressions.
Which chord change?
I
I
can't
didn't listen to
remember.
a lot of Elliott Smith.
Yeah, I
Is it?
watched the YouTube thing on it where they were breaking
Huh.
down like the way she writes, and it's very similar chord changes that
Gotta
she does.
Google
Yeah, I'll send it to you afterwards. I'll find it again. I think you'll like it.
Elliott Smith chord change. The Elliott Smith chord.
Yeah, it's like some type of
Oh,
thing that he is known for, and she also does it as well.
yeah. Wow. Okay. Major second chord. Oh, okay. Sparingly and about 2/3 of the way through a major
Yeah,
second chord.
that's what it was.
And yeah. Wow, that's interesting. And yeah, that's the kind of thing where a little goes a long way. Like, oh shoot, let me grab my guitar. Here we're talking about music shit on a podcast. What? It's like Nico Case's I Wish I Was the Moon, and the Beatles did this a lot. So it's just the walk down. And then at one point she goes major fourth, I guess, to minor fourth.
Yeah, I hear it.
And I just love that. I feel like I've written it into one song in my life, but and I wish I was the moon tonight. Yeah, I love that. I think
It gives it a whole little sentimental kind of feeling. I like that.
yeah, it's just it makes it like it's to me it's the sound that chord change is like the sound of yearning.
Yeah, it is.
And it might be partially because of that song, but I'm playing on July 7th, Seattle Lights. I will be playing at the Royal Room for a Women in Country showcase. I'm going to be in the house band playing guitar. It's a
Nice.
Nico Case, Katie Lang, and Patsy Cline night.
That's gonna be great.
It's going to be
That's
really
really
good.
exciting.
But what I've realized from listening to some Katie Lang is that guitar tone is bad. Like I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, that sounds like farts. It sounds awful.
It's like somebody in the room should have said something.
That's probably what she was going. Like it sounds very unique, certainly, and I'm sure it'll grow on me. But the first
Of
listens, I'm
course.
like, this sounds so weird that I can't even fully tell what's happening here.
It's like
I'm just really distracted.
it's underwater, but yeah, I mean it works for what she does.
Yeah, it sounds like a really bad like fuzz plugin or something.
Mm.
I can't describe it right now. I listened to it last week. I was like, because I've mostly been learning some of those Nico Case songs because I think Paul Rigby played guitar in a lot of the songs that we're playing, and he is just a killer player.
Nice.
I don't want to incorrectly credit someone.
No.
So let me.
We want to be very much correct here.
I like because I wouldn't want someone saying that. Let's see. I just probably need to find what album is Blacklisted. Maybe. Uh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want someone crediting someone else for my work.
Oh no. It's like I did
Personally.
that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, solo discography. I think Blacklisted. Yep, that's the one. Holy shit, there's a lot of people on this record.
Wait, gotta go down that list.
Brian Connolly guitar. Dallas Good also played guitar. I was wrong. It was not Paul Rigby. Huh.
We apologize for the viewers for incorrectly naming who was responsible for that album.
I apologize to Brian Connolly and Dallas Good.
His people get with our people. We apologize.
Yeah, there can. Dallas is from Dallas died recently. Oh,
R.I.P.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
Mm.
When did Dallas Good die? I'm just sad now. Fuck. Yeah, oh, he was only 48.
Oh, that's really young.
I am shocked by
Mm.
uh how young. The Sadies, always really enjoyed listening to the Sadies. If you haven't listened to the Sadies, just that sound is so good.
Nice. I'll check it out.
Yeah. He died of natural causes while under a doctor's care for coronary illness discovered
Oh,
earlier that week. Ugh.
that sucks. So probably
Ugh.
like surgery. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, something oofta. Yeah, listen to the Sadies.
On that note,
Yeah. Great music. So, ooh, well, how can let's talk about good news. How about that for
let's
transitions?
reel back from that.
Firstly, if you aren't sufficiently bummed out, sorry about that, you can support this podcast by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset. For as little as $5 a month, you can get access to our exclusive Discord server.
Lots of lovely, kind, wonderful people there. I love them.
Wonderful humans. If you could also like, comment, subscribe, and maybe leave a review or rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you can leave those these days, that's always really appreciated too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
algorithms love it.
that they do. Tell your favorite brands about us, stuff like that. So yeah, that's out of the way.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I always forget. To leave. I'm like, oh shit. But in good news, I don't think that the Mark I Chase Bliss pedals are going to be going for $1,000 anymore.
Yes, I have been eating popcorn and watching those scalping prices fall today.
Oh my god!
I am loving the drama of it. I'm just eating popcorn, going, yes, yes.
It's like they knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen.
That's what you get.
That is what you get. I mean,
That's what you get.
I've had one and I don't use it as much as I like, but
Yeah, I've never had one. Yeah.
terrified. I was terrified to sell it because I didn't want to appear like I was scalping, but also I was kind of afraid that if I sold it for like a fair price, that someone would just come around, buy it,
And
and
then
then
flip it
turn it
forward.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't like that.
No.
So
Yeah.
actually, I think I sold it to Jason Mays, so I'll be taking that with me when I see him next week.
Nice. That's going to be
But
nice. Definitely.
yeah, but there were a few things that were kind of interesting to me on the website. I was kind of looking at the manual.
Yeah, I downloaded the manual. I haven't looked at it in detail yet, but I was rather excited because, of course, in our last conversation last week, you know my weakness for stereo pedals. So I was just,
Yes, it's like
yes,
the first
first one,
in
first
that form
one.
factor. In that
Yes,
form factor, because
I'm
the
so excited.
automaton reverb
Hmm.
that they did with Maris, that's a stereo
Yes.
pedal.
Hmm.
And that's so lush and just, oh god, that's such a beautiful reverb. But I
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah, it was the
Um,
timing of it. It's like the
yeah.
old Blood Noise Endeavors had their first stereo, and then the Chase Bliss is having their first stereo. It's like everything, all the stars, all the moons are aligning.
It's all coming up stereo.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is a true Mark II. They've like completely rehauled it, but you know those little dip switches on the top? Just go straight back to original mode if you want.
Yeah, I saw that to go like
Like,
to the version 1. I was like, "Oh, I've never experienced any of it." So I'm just like,
yeah.
"Oh, I get a 2 for 1 special."
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. How cool is
Yes.
that?
Oh, it's
So,
wonderful.
yeah, apparently there are 10 plus tape models that you can choose from, including
Mm.
VCR, camcorder, and
Oh yeah,
toy cassette.
VCR, I'm there. I love that.
Yeah.
Was it
So,
the Demarec T120? I love that for that reason too.
yeah. Yeah. I forget
Yeah,
what
that's a
brand that.
VHS.
Yeah, I forget.
Demi Dash, Demi Dash.
Dimidash.
Yeah,
Yes, the
Demi Dash.
Canadians. Canadians always making good shit.
Yes.
So there are a few changes if you don't want to go with classic mode. For one, the low pass filter, that's now where you switch between the model types. And each one has its own unique EQ profile. So that was built through, according to the manual, frequency, like an actual analysis of the physical hardware. So they, instead of like trying to guess what these different tapes sound like, they actually like did the science. It sounds like
Science.
science. Fuck yeah. The other change is well, Flutter is apparently a little bit different. So apparently it's a little bit more nuanced now. So I'm curious to see what they mean by that.
Yeah.
It could get a little bit wackadoodle before. Um, Nothing weird, nothing bad with that.
Yeah.
Saturate sounds really interesting to me. It introduces a form of magnetic saturation that occurs when hot signals are recorded to tape, known as magnetic hysteresis loop. I've never heard that word pronounced out loud before. So if you are in the comments and you know how to say that word, please comment the phonetic way to say that.
Pronounced.
Yeah.
Hystis soup. Loop. Yes. Yes.
Hysteresis. Wow. That previously was the previously set the sample rate. And then what used to be the high pass is now called failure, which is really cool to me. I think maybe the thing I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
Gradually introduces a number of small malfunctions that naturally occur in tape machines and give them that living feel. I can imagine that getting super glitchy.
Oh yeah, totally. As obviously the more that you add, it's definitely going to get super glitchy.
Yeah, totally. I haven't looked at the dip switches, but there's like
Yeah,
a
there was
bunch
one
of
just to
custom.
control
Yeah.
like the wow, the flutter. It looks like bounce and random. At least on the
Oh, I love
habit.
bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. At least on the habit that I have, but I definitely have been playing with both like collect and manual like dip switches on, and I've been loving that so far. So I've just grazed the surface. So I know with the dip switch, it's going to be a lot of fun with expression to control these.
Oh, dude, I bet. I love the bounce. I actually do use the bounce
I'm gonna
on
try
the
that.
habit. If anybody out there saw the video, we did a guitar house with all the habits. I basically set it up so it was almost slapbacky. But then there was this weird kind of movement on the secondary delay, so it was going back and forth a little bit. And if you're playing like really fast, kind of chicken pick and stuff, it sounds really, really. It sounds almost stereophonic.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it's
Yeah, no,
not.
I saw you guys had like six
Oh my
habits on a
gosh.
board, man. It was crazy.
Ryan's, Mike's, Perfectos, mine, Jason's, and Tia's. So yeah, I
There's
think
like so many
6.
habits in one room on one board, all being played through for some beautiful chaos, is
It
what I
sounded
call
really
it.
fun.
Yeah, that's what I
Hmm.
love the habit for.
But this, even with these dip switches, it seems to have almost more stuff. There are
Totally.
hidden options too. So like you can
Ah.
set how long it takes for aux effects to set in.
Ooh, the hiss level. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the crinkle
Failure
and pop
equals
level.
crinkle pop.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say.
we're like, ooh,
Yeah. Ooh.
ooh.
Yeah, we're pretty much looking at the PDF manual they have on their
Yeah.
website, and we're all just going, "Ooh, I love that."
Oh. Yeah, the one thing that did also catch my eye though is even though they're selling it,
Hmm.
this pedal is still in development and some features may change, but not much.
Yeah, not too much. As long as in
Yeah.
the end they deliver, that's the
Yes.
important part.
I'm not worried about that
Mhm.
particularly. Still, I'm the kind of person who before I put my money down, I just want to make sure that it's shipping. I've been burned so many times on shit like that. I don't think that would happen here. For the
No.
record, everyone needs to know. I
No rumor mill. No rumor mill.
I'm more confident with this than other things I've bought and regretted. Um, but I just because of my own experiences, I don't like to pre-order technology.
Hmm. To
So
get yeah, kind
yeah.
of hopefully not get the bugs on the first round kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah, I'll let someone else work those out. I say as someone who demos things. But no, I think I wonder if they're going to include a way to update firmware like
I
they
would
have for like the
think
Blooper.
I would think they would with this. It would make sense
It would.
that they would, of course, with it being obviously their first stereo, and this being something that is in development still, but of course not
Yeah.
by much. The changes. I would think that it would probably have some updates at some point for sure.
Yeah, and I wonder what exactly the stereo is going to do. I
Oh
demoed
man,
the SCF Gold, and I released that this past Wednesday, and I could kind of hear that it was a little bit different, but I just could
Hmm.
not get a read on what exactly that stereo was doing.
I usually like when it comes to at least delays, I like the ping pong, or I like the fact that it stays extra wide. So if I put anything in the
Mm,
mix in the center, it stays full out of the way of it. Um,
that's a good, yeah,
that is really what I love about stereo. I saw someone in one of the groups on Facebook, and I think it was a Chase Bliss groups. They were like, "Oh, well, why? It's stereo, and everyone's so happy about this, but why stereo?" And I'm like, because in a live situation, may not really matter except to the audience. I was like, it's kind of a thing of like, unless you have your board rigged for it or you've experienced, I guess, that kind of situation, it's kind of like you'd know how what the difference is, because it's kind of like the dimension of space. Like you hear the sound of each speaker on each side, like the ping pong
yeah,
hitting left and right and everything, the way the air moves around you. It really is a different experience compared to mono. So I say this kind of being spoiled
yeah.
at this point, now that I've kind of gone stereo with any kind of playing around or recording myself.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you c- I actually, with the exception of like a panning tremolo or a ping
Mm-hmm.
pong delay, I don't really record in stereo very much because I tend to do a lot of panning on my own
Post,
and
yeah.
double tracking
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But live, if you're playing for like through a dual amp rig, or if you're going direct and doing like the Strymon Iridium, and then you have both those going out, and you just ask the sound person to make sure they're hard panned.
Yeah.
That if you are just one guitarist, it'll make you sound a lot bigger.
Yeah, and also like a wet
Yeah,
dry rig. Like you'll have your
yeah,
dry signal in one amp and then like you can have the wet effects going to the other ones. I mean, that's
yeah.
usually kind of what people love.
There are a lot of reasons to do stereo.
And they're all
Um,
valid.
Yeah, they're all valid.
Yeah.
So however you want to do it, however creative you are, or however like simple you want to be with it,
Yep.
I think there's a lot to be said with it.
Mhm.
I because I actually did like I filmed last weekend 3 stereo demos, including the Pulsar Nano stereo and
Oh,
the
nice.
Montreal Assembly 2 positive. This is 2 separate gains,
Oh,
overdrives that get
wow.
really nasty with their own toggle options. But it's very simple, but they're separate on each channel. And I just love the idea of running, because that's like the kind of thing that I do when I'm recording.
Mhm.
I'll have one overdrive sound over there, a different one over there, either via like a reamp or just playing it twice. It just makes it sound fuller.
Yeah. No, it's really great, those kind of pedals that allow you that kind of control.
Totally. Sorry, I burped. Poor timing.
A moment of silence for the burp as it
Yeah,
passed.
sorry. I'm drinking my ranch water ranch Rita.
Is it ranch flavored, really?
It's
Now I wonder, is it ranch flavored?
a margarita style ranch water, which is ranch water. I think started as a cocktail that was just like tequila and soda water, but this is basically a hard seltzer made with agave.
Okay.
So it tastes better than the ones that are just basically malt liquor made with
Hmm.
like malt liquor, and
Yeah.
you'll get bad hangovers from those after like a couple, and they like I don't know, those don't make me feel very good. But ranch water I like, really low ABV and refreshing on a hot day. Not that
Yeah.
today is a hot day.
No, I know it was hot down here for sure.
Not up here, man. I think it's 59 degrees outside right now.
Oh God, don't, I mean,
It's,
can you send some of that, because it's like, death. It's not even summer here in Florida yet, and we're already getting
oh
into
yeah.
death ray heat with the humidity, because whatever the numbers read for us, it's like, yeah, it's like, 81. I was like, yeah, but the humidity makes it feel like fucking 110, and like you
Yeah.
walk through it, and like you're a knife cutting through butter. That's how you can feel the
Yes.
humidity. It's so nasty.
I don't miss southern humidity
No, I
at
hibernate in
all.
the summer. I am the bear, the opposite bear. I hibernate in the summer.
Oh. Though Rick and I think we're finally getting our AC installed pretty soon.
Oh, I remember you talked about that. So congrats.
It's been to put it in perspective, they're going to do the last thing that they need to do before they do the installation, which is update our electrical box.
Okay. Yeah,
which
that's important.
they tried to add a lot of money to do
Of
that.
course. They're like,
And I was like,
what can we do?
"No.
What can we do to
No.
add?
No." So
Yes.
they've agreed to basically do it at cost, which I appreciate.
Yay.
Because normally they're like, "Oh, we got to, make money off it." I'm like, "The hell you do?"
You're
No.
telling me this? Come on.
No. I respect it, but also we put this order in last September.
Wow.
And it'll be July by the time it's installed.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're actually going to be losing money on the whole project because of just some other things that have happened in the meantime.
Oh
I don't know if you've
God.
heard. Things are more expensive now than they were
Oh
a
yeah. Oh
year
yeah.
ago.
Yes, they are.
Um, and because of the weight, they reduced the they're giving us $1,000 back.
Oh shit,
I'm like,
that's
okay,
nice.
that's like 10. That was like before this other part, like 10%. So now it'll still be nice, but I like I was talking to my mom. She's like, you should just cancel and get the kind of like the one that they cut in the ductless, like my brother
Mhm.
has. It's like, yeah, mom, that's twice as expensive.
It's like you would kind of negate that 1,000 that I just got back
No,
and you would double it. I don't think that's a good idea. It's kind, amazing in thought, kind of a mess in practice. No, thank you.
no, yeah. I'm like, yeah. If I thought that I could get something installed by summer that way, I would do it.
Hmm.
But if we by at this point, if we tried to get it installed by somebody else,
Hmm.
we would still be looking at next year, not
Yeah.
having until next year.
Yeah,
And
it's bad.
this, yeah, and this with ductless, we couldn't use like we already have all these forced air vents, which I don't know if my brother had. Then you have to run the heat off of it too. You need like a separate remote control to control it. I'm like, y'all know.
No, no. Well, at least on our end, it was a couple of years that we had to change ours because it failed in the summer, which is the worst time. You can go to the hospital. Like my mom went to the
Yeah.
hospital. Like I had to drive her and
Ugh,
everything. It sucked. So when
it does
we had to
suck.
wait like 2 weeks without AC, and it was just bad. And but we were basically water cooled originally, which is like from the 70s. Like they don't do this stuff anymore. So we had to
Wait, what?
literally reroute water cooled. So we have like a water system, a pump that basically goes through all of the 10 units in the area that we live to basically function all of our ACs together as a community to cool our houses. Yeah, this is like 70s old school, like, yeah, like totally not effective in today's standards. So we had to basically do the whole thing where we had to retrofit the house to do the outside unit like everybody else does. Like
Oh,
that.
see,
Oh, it's so bad.
we were dead ass told we couldn't get one of those units because of noise
Florida.
ordinances.
Yeah, ours is not that loud, but
I
still
don't think
by comparative,
ours wouldn't have like I actually looked up the laws of noise ordinance and it
whatever the
has to be
dBs are,
like
yeah.
yeah, it has to be like actually
A certain
quite a
number of dBs.
high
Mhm.
dBs. That's decibels for folk and decibels
Yeah.
are they like it's not linear. It's like it's uh, uh um it's oh god, it's not linear just so people know, but what was like, oh yeah, I'm like, there's no way an AC unit, especially one that's like has like the soundproofing around it, would ever be that loud at the point of complaint. So if you're
No.
complaining about
No.
it at like your house, they take it and they measure it from over there. And they
Hmm.
don't measure it like right next to the unit. So
No, right, not
that
right
guy
next to it.
again, that's the guy who quoted us the $22,000 install for the ductless because it's really
You
quiet. I'm like,
you
man,
got you definitely got a deal by comparison. Ours was
yeah,
a
I'm
little
not.
more.
It's not like we've needed it,
Oh,
but
it's getting hotter though. You're going to need it if
I
I'm
know. I'm
dying
like,
over
I'm
here.
going to need it.
Yeah.
So our like it typically gets kind of bonkers August, September over here, and people are like, oh, Seattle's sad that it's 91 degrees with no humidity. Yeah, because we don't have AC.
Yeah, that's the
It doesn't
thing.
exist.
No, when I visited over in Portland, I think it was 2018 is the last time that I went, and it was right around my birthday, which is July coming up. Hey,
July
and we
what?
were there July 5th.
Oh,
So right around the corner.
America.
Fuck yeah! But yeah, we were. in that area, and it was like 80s, 90s, and we stopped by like one of these like farm vendors over by like one of the ravines that we were visiting because tourism. And she was like, "Oh, it's so hot," and I'm just like, "Oh, you have no idea. This is the cool breeze to me." But um, yeah, this is pretty hot though. But you guys have no AC, so I understand. At least back home, I can go hide because everybody has AC in their home because we're all
Yeah.
prepared and we know how bad it is
You
most
have
of
to
the
go to
year.
like a movie theater. Rick, I think, went down and worked from the downtown office one
Oh,
day.
wow. Yeah, we have ACs everywhere here because without AC, it actually is kind of a medical emergency in
Dangerous, yeah.
Florida. It is very dangerous to not have AC here.
Yeah. It's like not having heat in the winter.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous thing. But yeah,
Hmm.
I know we're getting a bit off topic
Yeah,
talking
we'll
about
bring it. We'll bring
AC.
it back. We'll bring it back. I'm about to go somewhere much hotter than I'm used to, though.
Oh, really? Where's that?
I'm going to Fort Wayne, Indiana for GearFest
Oh, that's
at
awesome.
Sweetwater's GearFest. So I'm really excited to have been invited. Like, damn honored to be invited. To be perfectly honest, I think it's about 20 YouTube channels. They're going to be there. The Tone
Oh,
Mob, Working Class Music, 60 Cycle Hum.
nice.
Um, the full list is on the website, which I just Sweetwater. I should
Which I am looking up right
which I
now.
am Googling. It is sweetwater.com/gearfest. And let's talk about it. They're going to have giveaways. So
Hold
let's
on.
talk about the giveaways.
I'm gonna look at the up them giveaways because I'm always one to try to scalp a
Hmm.
deal.
Yeah, so they're going to be over $10,000 in gear giveaways, and it's not
Woo!
open. It's not just so everyone knows. It's not open to the public this year. Still, I'm sure it will be eventually. Not that I know anything about that, but it's not open to the public in the same way.
Hmm.
Obviously, like I think that it's like the stores are still open because they have that on site retailer.
Okay.
But on Friday and Saturday, the 24th and 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern each day, they're having live streams. You have to watch to find out how to win these
Hmm.
contests. So you gotta watch the live streams. So more info is going to be at it says gearfest.com, which just redirects to sweetwater.com/gearfest.
Yeah.
So then you'll learn exactly how to enter to win the giveaways. So if I were y'all, I would
Now, on the down though, if I was you, I would do exactly what I'm going to describe now.
I'm going to I would put that on my calendar so I can just watch it. 'Cause, like, you might be at work, like maybe just put it on your phone and listen so that
Yeah,
you know how.
we're keeping you in the know.
Yeah, so there's gonna be 2 days of exclusive live stream content. I think that they have some people there representing brands. I'm pretty sure Josh Scott's going to be there, so that's a pretty big deal.
Hmm. Nice.
Um, Rhett Scholl's going to be there. Let me
Yeah, I saw
see.
that. I think Rob Scallion was another one that was supposed to be there as well.
Yeah, Allie Venable, she's really good. Buddy Guy, which I'm just like, I want to meet Buddy Guy. I want to meet Buddy Guy.
You're just like, hi, I don't care about anyone else. I just want to meet you.
Jared James Nichols is going to be there. Let's see, Keller Williams. I yeah, Rob Scallion. Just a ton of names. Other channels, let's see.
I
Gear
think Ian,
Gods, Trey from Gear Gods. I met
Ian, I think
him
too. Yeah.
recently. Dovidas, who, like, man, I met that guy too, and his fit just steez, just so amazing. Like, he was dressed to impress. Phil McKnight,
To the nines.
Rhett Scholl, Tim Pierce, Tone Mob, Robert Baker,
Nice.
Working
Toe
Class
mob.
Music's.
That's Blake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake. So I think Blake's going to be definitely going to be. Obviously, we're all there to capture content.
Of course.
Not that they are like holding our feet to the fire, like you need to make 10 videos or anything like that. They're like, it'd be nice if you made content, but like no
I
pressure.
mean, while you're here, I mean, you could do stuff.
Yes, I mean I'm bringing my rig. Sennheiser actually sent me a shotgun mic
Oh,
that I'm really
really?
excited about, so I'm going to do some testing with that and
Well,
the
I see
little
also
yeah
on
little
their
lav mic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I also see that one of their giveaways is actually like one of the headphones that they have as well. So that's going to be really nice.
Yeah,
They
Sennheiser
get
makes
some
good
good stuff.
headphones.
Oh, they do.
You know, I have my AKGs obviously, but I've actually been shopping for another pair of headphones
Hmm.
because I have like the Roland SP404 Mark II and a little synthesizer that we might have time to talk about. And those both have
Hopefully.
headphone outputs, and I'm really really excited about them, like stupid excited. Yeah, so they're also going to have huge sales. I know that on site they've done like $50 SM57s and things like that. I don't know if it's I have no idea what the deals are going to be. Like I barely know what to expect. I know which booths I've asked to have like private demos at and maybe get to
Hmm.
film content. I know that I've asked to do certain activities, but like my schedule, I'm like I don't know. I'm trying not to overthink it. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
get a haircut in style when I'm there.
Hey, see, you know what? Ask for as much as possible, see what happens when you get there. Just go with the flow and see what
Yeah.
happens. That's it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really the most organic way of not only being able to be a part of the experience, but also, hey, just like you're able to be there, do obviously what you need to do as far as content, but hey, you get to
Mhm.
enjoy yourself while you're there too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have so many friends there. At the same at the same time, when I was at Guitar House, it was just such a filming friendly environment
I love watching
that
those.
yeah, that thank you. I think I have one more video left to publish. I'll publish that in early July. But like I filmed a lot. I think we as a team made almost 60 videos at Guitar House,
Wow.
which was of course sponsored by Sweetwater, Daddario, Chase Bliss, and Big Ear Pedals.
Thank you.
Thank you to our
Thank
sponsors.
you. Thank you. Thank you
Uh,
so much.
so I'm like, if it's set up in a friendly kind of way,
Yeah,
I I mean I want to try to film stuff. Like I want to have something to really show for being there, and I really want to show Sweetwater how much I appreciate that I was
of
invited
course.
to participate in this.
No, of course. I mean, you
Yeah.
having a good time, obviously, then, of course, in whatever you're recording, whatever you're doing, really reflects and shows in the content that you make while you're there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a give back, a thank you.
Yeah. I think Fender's going to be there. So,
Well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, hey, know what I mean?
nudge.
Know what I mean?
Hi,
Send some more
hi.
guitars.
I wonder who's going to be there from Fender. Hopefully somebody awesome.
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah. I'm sure they just have they're overflowing with awesome people, so to say. But yeah, I'm excited. I know Xander from Working Class Music and I are going to get a Skyline Chili.
Nice.
Multiple thumbs up. I know that means nothing to 95% of the listenership, but I know where y'all live. I know when you live places that got Skyline. I know when you don't. But Xander somehow discovered Cincinnati style chili without ever having been to a Skyline, which just
Really?
blows my mind. That means nothing to you. I know. Oh, people have asked about that clock, by the
Oh,
way,
really?
Joe.
Oh, you mean the bad cat?
The Bat Cat's
It
clock.
is it is hypnotizing you to buy gear. Just
It's like
just a FYI, don't stare into its eyes because it can force you to obviously activate your gear acquisition syndrome, and it may force you to buy something today. So don't avert your eyes, do not look. Try to
Uh,
not look into its eyes directly.
and if you do choose to use something to buy
The
something,
affiliates, yes.
yes, I got affiliate links in the video description. Sweetwater really is my favorite of the affiliate programs because
Hmm.
I feel pretty fairly compensated from it, and they have so much stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really do. They have everything. I think recently the Apollo UA system that I recently just got, I got through them, and also that's one of
How do
the
you
items
like
that I
that?
saw. I love it. I mean, I came from the Scarlet 4i4. Before that, it was the 2i2, and honestly, after going from a Focusrite to the UA Apollo quad core, it really felt like I wiped a ton of mud off my guitar. Like it is night and
Yeah.
day difference. I have loved working with it. I mean, there's some things in between working through Logic that I've kind of had to rethink workflows and how I do things, but in the end, I think it actually has been for the better.
Nice. I had previously just had Scarlett Focusrite
Mm-hmm.
interfaces, and then I got the PreSonus Studio 1810C.
Hmm.
I like it way better. I
Yeah.
I really I like its control, the universal control app better than the Focusrite one. Obviously this is a more advanced. Actually, you know what? I think this one is about as advanced as the Focusrite that I then like sold to my drummer for real cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and it's zero latency.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great
Yeah,
for like the
I've
Benson
heard you.
plugin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard you rave about this since you've got it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with Focusrite as far as someone just recording at home, just getting into things. I think it's the great introductory kind of way that you can start recording yourself. But
Yeah.
over time, as you get a little bit more comfortable in the way that your workflows are, and you want a little bit more of a clearer sound or capturing better what you're doing, you'll eventually grow out of it, but it's a great
Yeah.
starting. Like it's valid. It's still valid. A lot
Yeah.
of people still use it.
There are pros and cons to all of them. I
Of
think that
course.
some of their preamps are better than other ones.
Mhm.
Um, like the one thing on the 1810C that just I'm like I kind of wish it didn't is like it's 48 volts phantom power to all four inputs in the front or
Oh
none
yeah.
of them. It's like the one thing about the
It's
Focusrite
like
I was
either
looking at.
or. Yeah.
Yeah, at the Focusrite, it was like you can do the left two have phantom power, you can do the right two have phantom power, you can do all of them having phantom power.
Oh wow.
Ultimately, like it's not a huge deal because it's not going to hurt like a 57.
No.
It's not like it's not a huge deal. It's not going to hurt my other microphones. It's not going to negatively affect like the Cab Zeus Mono if I plug it in
Mm-mm.
while there's a condenser microphone running. So it's not the end of the world, but
Mm-mm.
it's just like a little thing. But who knows? Now that Fender owns PreSonus, maybe they'll make it even better.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I guess with anyone that buys technology, like even like recently that Korean company buying the Whammy.
Yes.
I
Oh
hope they
God.
do something with it because I've never had a Whammy, but I would love to obviously enjoy that without the reverb markup. So if they
Yes.
eventually re-release it in a way that I can enjoy it at an affordable level, that would be great. But I really do have hope that they're going to take something and do something with it. Hoping.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's Court, aka Core hyphen Tech.
Hmm.
So yeah, I know Andrew and I talked about that before when they bought in, kind of like
Hmm.
what we hope happens.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know that Tom Cram seemed optimistic.
Yeah,
So yeah, I hope that comes
I
to
hope so too.
something good. Um, yeah, new things. I have a whammy. I have a whammy four.
You do.
I never use it. Rick used it. He would use it in bass sometimes. I know they have
Nice.
a separate one for bass, but the regular one works pretty good
Yeah,
too.
I think I that's what I said. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times, like when I look at, gear channels, whenever I'd look in, they're like, oh, cool, pedals for like bass. Let me look up channels that would show me this. And I was like, it's all guitars. And I'm just like, I really wish there was like a little bit more of a diverse community of like bass
Yeah.
players doing things with obviously pedals to show that, hey, it can be used for both.
Hondo Felder. Everyone go
Y-
follow Hondo.
Yes, he's amazing.
He
Please
really
go.
is. I
Go
love him.
find him.
Also such a sweet person.
Love him.
Love him, love his wife. I really want to do more bass and I've been trying, but for some things like modulation effects, I don't really put in the energy to do it. There's some fuzz pedals I want to try more, but because I've been playing a lot more bass.
Hmm.
That's like my main gig that plays out live right now is Jerf, and I play bass. And I went on tour and I played bass, and it's fun. I'm like, why don't I do this more? I'm like, oh, because it would just add another section to my demos. I have to edit it,
Yeah,
and
even
yeah,
when I was on before I went to the YouTube YouTubes. I basically started to do like a little short series on my IG account where I was doing not only guitar, but I'd also do a bass form of like, let's say with the Tulpa Effects Ahul, I play that through the
Mm,
bass as well, apart from the guitar. And I was just like, yeah, it is extra work to include the bass as well. Obviously it's helpful to have all of it, but yeah, it is extra work.
yeah.
It really is, on
If
top
nothing
of the work
else,
already.
yeah. I mean, they're in mixes quite often. I think Andy
Yeah.
Martin almost always puts it in the mix. Ryan from Demos in the Dark almost always
Mhm.
puts it in the mix when he does the track. Megan L. the same.
I love
But
Megan.
doing it separately, I think is
Yeah.
just as equally as
It
important.
is. It really
Bass
is.
obviously lives in the mix
Oh,
though,
it
so
does.
I also get that. But you're probably only using one bass sound when you're recording with it. I think it'd be cool to show more. That's why I like Hondo's channel so much.
Yeah, no, I like what he does as well, and I love the fact that he also does ambient stuff because that's also
Yes,
kind of up my alley. So
yes.
I was joking with him recently. I was like, "Yeah, like, with your lighting in the background recently, you can have like this whole like, dark Sith kind of vibe with like the reddish or green kind of vibes." And I was like, "You just play the intro on the bass for like the Luke theme." And I was like, "It'll be great, ambient. I will be totally there."
Yes, for real. Man, I should not have had something carbonated right before I went on the show.
No, yeah,
Damn it.
we're gonna have to compete with belching.
Oh my god, Belch. I love the TikTok trend where it's like someone says, like some guy in a truck with his sunglasses says,
Mhm.
"You want to know why you can't get a man?" And then it's stitched with a woman going,
Oh
"Nope,"
god.
and just belching.
Yeah, I love those too. So I was like, "Yeah, do you know why you can't get a man?" I was like, "No,
Nope,
and I don't care."
nope. Got one
I
also,
still
but
got
whatever.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
got one. I don't need more. God damn.
I was like, I still got one, and I fucking burp and curse like a sailor. So
Yes, yeah.
yeah, normally when they
Men
yeah.
don't like loud women.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I was just like, yeah, no, like
Oh my
anyone that
god.
says men don't like this, they're probably single.
Some men don't like that.
I
And
mean, some don't.
they would then they wouldn't like me. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't
That
like
you
your
don't
authentic
like.
self?
Exactly. There is
Yes.
someone for everyone.
Yes.
Obviously, all the weirdness that I am, I have someone that appreciates that. So I am good. I don't need to change who I am to fit
Yep.
whatever random man on the internet needs. I
Oh
will never
my
do
gosh.
that.
I don't care what your needs are. I don't
I
know
don't.
you.
My needs are important. I am selfish.
Yeah.
Yes, every human is selfish. My needs are important.
If we weren't selfish, we wouldn't survive as a
Oh
species.
no, of course. I've survived this far.
Yeah, yeah, I do okay. I do fine. I do fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
of course, of course.
my husband's pretty great. Love him a lot. Not worried about him at all.
Nope, 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 nope. Not worried at
No.
all.
Wonder what he's up to right now. He's probably still working actually.
Hmm.
Mhm. Well, do you wanna can I show you my new thing?
I definitely want to see your new thing.
Uh-oh, got trapped in a cable. It's a synthesizer. Oh my god.
Yes.
Specifically, it is the JX08 synthesizer, and I know very little about it. I just got it and put it together. Perfect Circuit sent it to me.
Oh, that's
Affiliate link
awesome.
in video description. And I can't believe I can't believe they sent this to me.
No, I'm
And
excited to see what you do with it.
I know nothing about it. I can turn it on.
You're like, I am into introduction stages of figuring this out, but it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked into a little of that synthesizer, and I kind of that's great.
Did it just make a noise?
Yeah, it did. Yes, wow. It sounded like my cat Figaro wow, when he wants to go out. It's like, hey, let me out.
I can change things. Wow, I
Oh,
just slowed the attack.
you were totally getting me in touch with my nostalgia from the 80s. But this is also like yeah, this is inspired from the was it the JX8P, which is 1985. So it's definitely
Wow.
inspired by this. Was it the other tracks that you can hear? the kind of sounds that come out of this is was it the final countdown from Europe? You can hear the Cure, Depeche Mode, like all the
The
kind of
Cure.
sounds.
I like The Cure.
Yes, yes,
Wait,
you'll be able.
this is the da-da-da-da from the final countdown.
Yes,
No
yes,
way!
yes. You'll be able to tap into that final
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
countdown. Yes. So that's why I said when you told me about that, I was just like, oh, I'm so excited for you because you're going to be able to get that whole, it's the final countdown. Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da. Do, ba-da-boo-boo,
Oh yeah, totally.
ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
You can mix this probably behind guitars and really get like little creative with some kind of like sonic pad behind anything you create. No, it's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun to rethink
You can do
what you typically
sequencers.
do. Yeah, like I think you're really gonna find a new way of kind of writing or expressing. It's gonna be a lot of fun for you. I'm excited.
Yeah, I obviously the place to start is YouTube videos. I think that we start
Yes.
last week we talked. I think I talked about this how like I was hoping to find like more tutorials on this specific
Mm-hmm.
product, and it was just people running through the patches.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I need tutorials. I have no idea how to. I don't know anything about
They're like, "Here,
this.
I'm gonna play this intro," and I was like, "No, don't bore us with get to the core. Like, actually tell us
Yes.
what it does."
Yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing a little bit this weekend.
Mhm.
Obviously, like I have other focuses. I need to pack. I need
Yes.
to like do dry
Travel.
run throughs with my camera and stuff. I need to decide if I'm taking my new lighting rig. This is it, by the way. New lighting
Nice.
rig.
Oh, nice. That actually is pretty portable.
Yeah, it is battery powered.
Oh, nice.
So it even came with a little carrying case.
Oh, I love those. Like, we have a
Yeah.
few here that are like the, newer, like, I think the 550, a few of those boxes here.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, like, they're really great. They fold into themselves. They're so compact,
Yeah.
and you can take them anywhere. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I have two umbrella lights, but I have also, to get them off the ground, we mounted them into the wall.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I love it. And I think you've seen before, I have this little,
You're like, "Yes, I'm just
yes.
I can control it with my hands," like, or at least with me,
Yeah.
I can control it with an app, which I love that.
That's even better, honestly. Like, I like that. I had to buy, like, a remote controlled, like, essentially a plug.
Mhm.
So I think really they're made for Christmas lights outside. So you can just turn on and off your outdoor Christmas lights. I
You can
think that's
blind
literally what
Santa.
they're from. Yeah, that's what they're for. But I'm like, you know what I would use it for? Umbrella lights.
Yes.
But I love being on Zoom calls because I have like this great lighting.
Yeah. No, I
It's
love
great
being
background.
extra. As you can see, the background this time is a little bit more if you're watching, that is, it's a little bit more purpley, before as
It
opposed to the
is.
blue
You
before.
do you have like some LEDs or
Yeah,
something? What do
that's
you have?
the we call what I mentioned earlier, the
Oh,
newer
the
550s. They have the 650s or the 660s, I think now, but there are two lights that you can control with obviously your app, or you can control directly on the units themselves. They're kind of like LED box lights. They also have within them kind of a special effects, which I've used in a music video where we had lightning. So we had those lights on
oh.
either side of me with my other guitarist standing like straight, and like the side of our face like hard, obviously light on and then in shadow, had these special effects of lightning shining on our face in the dark, so it had that kind of effect. So it also has built-in effects
Oh,
on
I
top
love
of it.
this.
Yeah, like they're really great. I'll send you a link to them. I always recommend it. Like, they're not that expensive either, so I'm like, if you're
Yeah, the
trying to get,
660
yeah, it's not
is
that bad.
two it's 2 for 326, and
Yeah.
for what it does,
Yeah.
that's nothing. Like these two
No.
that I have right here, I think they were like 135, and I mean they're battery powered, they're
Mhm.
portable. You can adjust the brightness and the
Mhm.
temperature on the back, and I think one
Yep.
other
It's
thing,
on the back of these too. Yep.
but that's it.
No, they're really great. I recommend them to
Yeah.
anyone. I mean, newer, obviously, so far that I've experienced, really great with the lighting here that I've experienced with doing my demos, or if I do live streams and stuff like that through like IG of like playing late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like to obviously flood the color behind me, and then I have the one in front of me at least to show this, the separation of color between, you
Yeah.
know,
That's really cool. I want to get more of that like Rembrandtian kind of
Yeah.
glow. So if you're not a art nerd, Rembrandt
Yes.
was just a master of light, and there's
Yeah,
like
that
a
little
specific
triangle.
lighting.
Yep.
Yeah, the triangle on the
Yep.
cheek is considered like as
Rembrandt.
Rembrandtian
Yep.
as you can get. Just
No, it's
now I want to go
definitely
look at some Rembrandt paintings. Excuse
yeah,
me.
I am one of those art majors, so like yeah, we know about that. And also I think it was, oh, I'm going back probably like a decade. I was in California around like I think Carmel, and we went into one of those galleries, and not only did I see my favorite Chat Noir like poster, like one of the originals there, but
Oh,
they had
nice.
I was one of my favorites, and also they had some Rembrandts there, and I'm just like obviously seeing his artist like obviously original style drawing it. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's so incredible to actually see works of art directly, and you can see their obviously techniques and everything that they do.
It's
And
so different
obviously,
than seeing it in a book
yeah, it really
or
is different.
online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love seeing museums. I'm again, like I've said before, I'm very much like a sponge. I love learning. I'm always curious. Anything that I can kind of take from the world and kind of find ways of expressing myself in those ways that I've learned is obviously the best way to go about life.
Totally. I agree completely. Yeah, so if you're not already following Joe at Pedal Playhouse on YouTube, definitely do that. I'm so stoked for that Ma demo.
Yes, I am still working on it. I swear I am. I know it's taken forever.
These things take time.
They do.
And where
It's
else can
only
people
me.
yeah. Where else can people find you on Instagram
um
and stuff again?
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram. My handle on Instagram is I am Joan of Art, a heart, and on TikTok it's just Joan of Heart. Which I would love more followers there because I love to do live streams on TikTok.
How close
So
are you? 'Cause I'm already
I know
following
I'm
you.
very far away. I'm like at 300 and I need 1,000. So yeah, anyone listening, please follow on TikTok. I will I've been answering questions. So if you want to ask me questions or anything on the TikTok thing, I will definitely answer your questions. I will give meaning of life. I will give lots of things. How I do things,
Yeah.
anything. Just ask me, I'll answer.
More cat pics. That's what I want.
Yes, more cat pics and videos. Like send me
Yes.
that is the happiness for me. Send me cat pics and videos and I will love you always.
Yes. I actually took an audio because I was trying to capture Carrie, my cat
I love
Carrie,
Carrie.
snoring the other day.
Mm.
And of course, the moment I put that little microphone anywhere near her sweet little snores, she like
Aw.
awoke and looked at me. So I just said, Carrie, want a cookie?
Yes.
And then I just paused, I asked her again, and I got her very crisp.
Yeah. That's what
I
I
could
love.
actually I even captured the first time she just kind of like opened her mouth and went,
Yeah.
but nothing came out.
Yeah, I love
Dork.
anytime you post videos of Princess Carrie Fisher. I love the way like Carrie want a cookie, and she's
Carrie,
like
want a
eek
cookie?
eek, and I'm just like, oh my god, my heart just melted. Somebody called a cardiologist.
She is a squeaky, squeaky little cat.
She is. It's
Man,
like
though,
my
yeah. Go ahead.
It's like my cat Thatch. Like he's a very like I would call him the Mike Tyson of cats. He's a very burly like black cat, but when he meows, it's very squeaky. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
he never grew out of the kitten meow.
No, no,
I
he
love
didn't.
it.
It's super funny. And anytime I try to record Figaro, like he's doing something cute, as soon as he sees the camera, or I tell him I'm recording, and sometimes he'll meow when I'm playing. I was like, go ahead, meow, you're on camera. He's like, nah, I don't do this on
Nah,
command.
camera shy,
Nah, I'm a
camera
prima
shy.
donna. Like he's like,
No,
Freddie
I don't get out
Mercury.
of bed for less than
No.
6 treats.
He was like, "You got that camera? Nah, I ain't gonna do it for the
Mm-mm.
camera. I do it. I do it when I want to do it."
Yes, this is about my life.
Me.
Amazing. Awesome. On that lovely kitty cat note, that's all I've got. Again, please like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels. Pedal Playhouse on YouTube. Check it out, subscribe, all the things, all the joy. Well, for everyone out there, thanks for watching.
And thank you for understanding.
Until next time, my name is Emily.
And I'm Joan of Heart.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
care.